Today's topic of conversation is the 2018 Williams driver lineup. Now, Lance Stroll has been confirmed for this seat for seems like forever. But with Felipe Massa leaving the sport and retiring in Abu Dhabi, it's left that one elusive seat which still no one has claimed. Obviously, the key candidate in this is Robert Kubica, testing for the team alongside Stroll and Sergey Sirotkin in the Abu Dhabi test after the Grand Prix. And many people thought it would be announced pretty much instantly that Kubica was going to get the seat, but it didn't happen. It never came out, and nothing has really been said about who's going to take this second seat, not even a timescale for this announcement. Obviously they have until February, when testing starts, to say the announcement. However, the sooner the better, in my personal opinion. Obviously the driver can get integrated into the team unless that driver is already in the team, and the public just don't know yet. I'm doing this video now just in case in the next few days news will come out, and that's always the way with these sort of things. As soon as this goes up, the announcement will be made. But I'm going to just talk to you guys quickly about who's in contention for the seat, who I want to get the seat, and who I think will get the seat. So obviously he spoke about Robert Kubica. One win in his career, the 2008 Canadian Grand Prix, the only Pole to win a Grand Prix. A fantastic driver, used to be my favourite driver actually back in 2010 when driving for Renault. Then obviously he had that horrific crash in WEC, which meant he could no longer continue in Formula 1, and he was replaced by Vitaly Petrov for the 2011 season. It looks like he is the main candidate, and I'm not going to lie, it would be fantastic to see him back on the grid, a truly inspirational story. However, that's not how real life works. Inspirational stories, yes, they're good and they're good for marketing, but they're not realistic. So let's look at the other options available for Williams. Something to keep in mind as well, the sponsorship with Martini. They need at least one driver over the age of 25 in order to do all the sponsorship work, all the advertising deals. Obviously Martini being an alcoholic drink, they need someone at least 25 to be able to advertise their brand. But there's nothing to say that the third driver can't do that. Something to consider. And also Felipe Massa could very easily continue those duties by staying as part of the team, helping them with the sponsorship side of things. So for this video we're going to forget about that, because most other media outlets are forgetting about that as well. So the next driver I'm going to be covering is Danny Kvyat. Obviously, like I spoke about in the Sauber video, tossed out by the Red Bull program, looking for a seat. Now Kvyat had a strong Grand Prix when he came back in the USA, but apart from that, a below par season, obviously finishing below Pascal Wehrlein in the standings. So Kvyat is old enough for that Martini sponsorship and has still time to develop, and is not the worst driver. Obviously you've got to remember he did outperform Ricciardo in that season at Red Bull, so he'd be a solid driver, but maybe not the most inspiring driver. And Lance Stroll may be prone to a few crashes and incidents. Stroll and Kvyat, not only would they be a bit of a meme team, let's be honest, but maybe not the best financial team, though he does have quite good financial backing, does Danny Kvyat. The next driver, Pascal Wehrlein. If you saw the Sauber video, you know my feelings on Wehrlein. It's going to be such a shame if he doesn't have a seat for next season. He's one of F1's youngest talents, scored points in the manor, beating Esteban Ocon this season, beating Danny Kvyat throughout a season. He even missed the first two Grand Prix, did Pascal Wehrlein, and he still managed to get 5 points for that Sauber team. Fantastic drive from him, and it's such a shame that he will not be in F1 if he doesn't get this Williams seat for next season. He is a Mercedes young driver, Williams are a Mercedes team, he'll be a perfect driver for Williams to look into the future. However, he is not old enough for that Martini sponsorship. However, I did say I would not be taking that into effect in this video. So Wehrlein really should be a key player in this discussion. Paul di Resta, the next driver. Williams' third driver for the 2016 and 17 seasons. Obviously came in that race in Hungary to replace Felipe Massa. Wasn't too bad, to be fair to him, I will give him that, considering he'd not driven the car and hadn't driven since, what, 2013 was it? I think it was 2013, may have been 2012. Really impressive stuff from the Scot. However, he is getting on a bit now. If Williams got him in, no doubt it would just be a one-season placement. Not inspiring for the team going forward, and they're a team that really need a big jump next season to stop this backwards trend that they're currently on. So di Resta, again, a solid choice, but I don't think he's going to push Stroll. And at this point, Stroll's got more experience with these new cars, so I don't really think di Resta is going to be able to help Stroll progress like Kubica and Kubica could do. The final driver I want to talk about who is in contention for this seat is Sergey Sirotkin, Renault's backup driver and ex-F2 driver. The Russian, a real talent, and obviously he was in the same category when Giovinazzi and Gasly were in F2, or back then it was known as GP2 I should say. He's looked really strong for Renault, and I think now that obviously Sainz has got that second Renault seat, Sirotkin's going to have to look elsewhere, and obviously Sauber now being partnered with Alfa Romeo, that's a Ferrari seat. So Sirotkin, this is probably going to be his only chance really to ever get into F1, unless he looks at a Force India seat down the line, but that's a few years down the line now. So this is going to be his only chance to be in F1. Do I think he's good enough? Haven't seen too much of Sirotkin, to be fair. I've only started watching F2 the last few seasons. Sirotkin I've only seen highlights of, but I just don't think there's a space for him in F1 personally. Like I say, I haven't seen a lot of him, so I can't judge him too much. However, Gasly and Giovinazzi beat him in that season quite comfortably as well. And even Giovinazzi can't get a seat at the moment. Obviously, there's the likes of Ollie Rowland, Artem Markelov in F2 that also are struggling to get a seat in F1. Even Leclerc nearly missed out on that Sauber seat, and Wehrlein. All better drivers than Sergey Sirotkin, so I do not believe he will be getting the seat at Williams. So, let's now finally move on to who I would like to see partnering Lance Stroll at Williams. I think we all know who my answer is going to be, and it's this man, Pascal Wehrlein. I really do think he's one of F1's greatest talents, and I think he's just as good as Max Verstappen, and I think he's really underrated and really could be the next German world champion. I would also like to see Robert Kubica be their third driver, something that people haven't really discussed before, but I think just being around the team just generates that hype a bit more, would sort of play a part in that marketing for the team. Wouldn't quite complete that inspirational story, but it's almost there. And he would fill that marketing role with the Martini as well. But let's move on to who I think will actually get the seat. Now, it's difficult because they haven't announced Kubica as of yet as their driver, which you thought they would have. So, look, I think they will have to pick someone older than 25 for this seat, obviously because of the Martini deal. I think it will be Kubica. I think if we're being honest, Kubica is the most rounded driver. It's a difficult one, but if I were to put money on it, I would be saying Robert Kubica and Lance Stroll will be driving for Williams for the 2018 season, and I think Wehrlein will be there. I think Mercedes will want to keep him in F1, and I think he'll be Williams' third driver, if not Mercedes' third driver. Obviously George Russell there at the moment, but he could easily swap to Force India to be their third driver. So that's my thoughts for the Williams 28 season. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Thanks for the support. Jeez, it's been great these past weeks. Remember to like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.